Yeah, I don't know why we expect players to be at an elite level as long as Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah.
Because they're an anomaly.
There were some glitches. Wow.
Especially after the previous AFCON went so smoothly.
Yeah.
Right? In Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Went so smooth. It was a great
That was
tournament.
the best.
That was the best AFCON.
Yeah, that was the best AFCON.
And then you just think to yourself, are we making progress? We're
Yeah.
making progress. Then it goes to Morocco and it's like, oh, we're going backwards.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in football, but I don't see England winning it. I don't see England getting to the final.
Wow. Interesting take.
Because as much as I said Norway could take Argentina, if I saw Norway against Argentina in a semi-final,
Yeah.
I'd be like, this could be an upset.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Imagine Pirates first, Chiefs second, and Sundowns third. Imagine that.
They would get another manager halfway through the season if that's the case. On the brink of the quarterfinals and PSL news starts rolling in. This is Black and White Boots.
We're back.
Are we back, bro? Quarterfinals on the brink.
Yeah, no. We're reaching the, what did they say? We're reaching the climax of the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And you know the quarterfinals is the most serious part because that's where you see good teams. Not that good teams haven't gone out already in the round of 16. But it's where you see good teams facing other good teams.
Yeah.
You know, okay, we're recording this before Spain versus Portugal. So one very good side that you think either one of those teams can go all the way.
Yeah.
By the time you're watching this, one of those teams is already gone.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. Look, I think when you get to this stage of the tournament, this is where I like to say boys get separated from men. And we've seen it happening a couple of times now, you know. Although there's some real shockers. I mean, who would have thought that the likes of Future Men would be out by now? So it's interesting.
Yeah, I think that you have a lot of teams that have very good players, right? Brazil, for example, is a team with very good squad, very good players. But the mentality monsters are what rise to the top.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you have a team that has quality players, a deep squad with quality players, and with a top mentality, that's how you get all the way to the final of the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's how you get there. And then the final,
anyone can take it.
Anything can happen.
Anything
Once you're in the
happen.
final,
yeah,
there's no...
It's there for the taking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But so far in this tournament, I must say I'm impressed with England's mentality against Mexico.
Yeah, they showed some class, right?
They showed some
fighting
class.
spirit and the attitude towards the game. You know, I mean, you're playing against the host. It can't get more difficult than that in a World Cup, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bafana saw how hard it is to play Mexico in Mexico. It's tough.
Yeah, and there are no pushovers. I mean, they're quality side.
And you can see it by the scoreline in that game.
Exactly.
Is that it took Jude Bellingham to make the difference.
Yeah.
You know, it took a quality performance from Jude Bellingham to make the difference in that fixture.
And also, I mean, credit must also be given to Harry Kane, who consistently proved himself that is one of the greatest number 9 in the world I've ever seen.
He's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there. He doesn't feel like a great number 9. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't feel like a Wayne Rooney. Doesn't feel like a Ronaldo R9. Doesn't feel like a Zlatan. But if you let the numbers speak,
he's quite efficient.
Up there.
He's up there. He's one of the greatest.
He's England's greatest ever goal scorer.
Imagine that.
You know, if you take his time at Bayern Munich into a Premier League context, he's the greatest goal scorer from an English perspective in the Premier League.
Yeah, because I mean, he was tipped to overturn that
Alan Shearer
record. Yeah,
but for me, if you were to ask me who was a better player, Alan Shearer or Harry Kane, I think I'd still back Shearer, but that's not fair because the numbers suggest Harry Kane is a better player than Alan Shearer.
And also, Alan Shearer, those goals that he scored at the time, they had more teams, you know, compared to now, isn't it so? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, very early in his career, I think.
Yeah.
But already it was a Premier League format of 20 teams when he was at Blackburn and he really started scoring goals. And then he went to Newcastle.
Yeah.
So, but you're correct in bringing that up, that he scored a lot of goals, but also the
maybe
error,
somewhere offside.
an error matters, and some might have been offside. Whereas now
We've got
they don't
VAR
count.
and all of that. Yeah, but anyway, we just like
But yeah, like we say, if you were to ask me in terms of the eye test, we talk about the eye test. Who looks like a better striker? Alan Shearer.
No,
Alan Shearer looks like a better striker.
Yeah.
But Harry Kane does the job, and he's England's best ever goal scorer.
Yeah,
that's the long and short answer.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think he's still got a couple of years in his boots. It seems like he's only hitting his best now.
Yeah, look, and he's in the best team. I mean, it would have been sad for a player of that magnitude to bow out in his career without winning like major trophies. You know, like, I mean, with Bayern at least, he's contesting season in, season out in Champions League and also winning the Bundesliga, you know. So it's really good for him. And like you said, I think he still has got like few seasons left in him, and it doesn't seem like he's slowing down a bit.
Compliments to Daniel Levy for letting Harry Kane leave us before he left Spurs.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Right. Speaking of number 9s,
yeah,
Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
I think he is the best outright number 9 in the history of football, bar only R9 Ronaldo.
Yeah. Arnold was something else.
He was something else.
His agility was something else. You know, he was quick. You know, he could dribble. He could do all of those things. And I think that's the only thing maybe that eludes Erling Haaland, that he's
not a dribbler.
He's not a dribbler. He's just like a goal poacher.
Yeah. But as an out-and-out number 9, what characteristics do you want from a player?
You want somebody that can receive the ball and just send it to the back of the net.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you need, because a dribbling skill is maybe more of a creative player's task, right? So if you're going to play on the wings or at number 10 to supply your number 9. But as a number 9, what do you want? Be strong, be in the right place, and when the ball comes, put it in the back of the net.
That's it.
Erling Haaland, if you ask a defender who he'd rather play, I'd be trying to pick out skillful players rather than dealing with, because then at least you can make a plan for a player who can dribble.
Yeah.
Haaland, what do? You can't even stand in his way. He'll just run right over you.
Yeah, no.
He's a machine.
He's a machine. And the way he positioned himself, I mean, if you look at that goal that he scored, but yes, he anticipated that cross, but you could just see that he's stalling and stalling. The moment the ball left his teammates' feet,
that's when he's on the move.
He's on the move. And then by the time Gabriel did not know where Erling Haaland is, and by the time he's reacted, Erling Haaland is already attacking the ball. It's just crazy, man, how he positioned himself. I mean, he was not getting a lot of chances. I was even speaking to the guys that I was watching the game with, that yes, these guys, he's not, no ways, our biggest problem is that they don't have like good creative player, like what we'll call like, you've got a nice word of chaotic players that don't have that kind of a player. If they had one or two players that can progress the ball forward quicker, yes, Haaland was going to even be more lethal. But because he's such a great number 9, he does not need many chances. Just get few to him, and then you are guaranteed that 1 or 2 goals will score from those chances.
Yeah, his conversion rate is through the roof.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like give him a half chance.
Yeah.
And he's going to turn it into a goal.
Yeah.
And we can see that in all his stats, Premier League stats, Bundesliga stats, throughout his whole career. Yeah. He's just scored goals. He's so difficult to deal with.
He's good. You know, and I mean, this is against Brazil. This is 5-time world champions, right? And for them to go carry themselves in a manner in which they did, it just shows you the confidence. I mean, from the minute that game started, Norway did not look like a team that is in that territory for the first time, right?
Yeah.
It just looked like they know what they're doing. They had a plan and they were sticking to it. Every other player in that field was just showing that, you know, we are in this to win it. I mean, from the minute go, I mean, you could just see that Brazil are in trouble.
And don't be surprised if England struggled against Norway.
I mean, one of my friends was saying that he thinks Norway are going to knock out England. You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
But then if they are to knock out England, Argentina or Egypt,
yeah,
Colombia or Switzerland,
yeah,
but probably Argentina, Colombia between those. You have to play one of those two teams in the semi-final.
Yeah.
It's not France. Do you know what I'm saying?
They will be looking at it and be licking their fingers, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is that if they were on the same side of the log as France, then I'd be like, well, well done to them for going as far as they have, but they won't get past France.
Yeah.
I think they can get, Argentina's a great side, and they probably won't. Yeah. Argentina will be favorites no matter who they play in the quarterfinal, semi-final, or whoever. But if it were France, I'd say it's over.
Yeah.
Norway against Argentina, you could see Norway playing against France in the final.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, ask me today, Marco, how shocked would you be? I'd be like, not that shocked. If you asked me before the tournament started, before the tournament started, I said Norway's a dark horse.
Yeah.
And I called them a dark horse, and I said they're my favorite of the dark horses. But still, when you say dark horse,
you're talking about maybe quarterfinals, maybe, You're
not talking about
final.
Yeah. But right now, if you said to me, Norway make the 2026 World Cup final, I'll be like, oh.
Yeah. It's highly probable.
Impressive.
Yeah.
But not a complete shock. Yeah. And that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And listen, there's only one man who can drag them there.
Yeah.
And it's Erling Haaland.
It is Erling Haaland. He's sitting, 7 goals now in the...
Yeah, level with Messi and...
and he didn't play one match, remember?
Yeah, he was rested.
He was rested in that fixture.
Unbelievable.
His return is crazy. I think at this point in time, he's one of the best in the World Cup. He's one of the standard players.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be the Golden Boot winner, because I do think that England will
edge them.
Yeah, I think that England will edge them.
There's just something with that England. Would you say football is going home?
No.
Is that your heart saying that no? Or
no, we were saying it earlier. You're a quality team. England, no doubt, have a quality team.
Mm-mm.
But I don't think they're mentality monsters like some of the other teams in the tournament. And I have a bit of an issue with Thomas Tuchel.
Is it? What is your issue with him?
The players he brought. The players he left at home. I think particularly fullback. Yeah. I think Luke Shaw would have offered more to England than some of the other options. Not saying that he should have been first choice left back, but I think he offered more than some of the other options that have joined there. Reece James, I agree with that, as I think Reece James is the best right back for England.
And also, Reece James bring a lot more than just a player in that squad.
When has that man ever been fit?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing.
And again, he's not fit to play. And then you brought Jed Spence, and then Declan Rice is playing right back at the end of the game. Now, Rice is a great player, but you're not getting the most out of Rice at right back.
He's not the quickest player.
How Trent didn't make that squad, you cannot explain to me correctly how Trent didn't make that squad. Yes, I also agree. I don't think he's the best defensively. But some of the games that England struggled in this tournament, they threw it. Maybe it doesn't matter. But when teams are defensive against you, you want Trent. Trent would feed Harry Kane with some of the best chances in the world. And we've just spoken about
he's very good offensively.
He's excellent offensively. He's probably the best right back in the world going forward. What England need is a player who's wide, who can deliver crosses. Saka, clearly not fully fit. Anthony Gordon works hard, but not the best crosser of the ball.
Not clinical as well, yeah.
Marcus Rashford's never been the best crosser of the ball. He's there to, break open defenders and defenses with his pace and his directness, his ability to get past the player, shift everyone out of place, maybe do a cutback. But when a team is deep and the ball just goes in and then bounces back out to you and then you recycle it and you put the ball in again, England don't have a player better than Trent Alexander-Arnold at doing that.
Yeah.
Very few teams in world football have a better player than that, especially as a defensive player. So I don't like that decision. I think there's been opportunities for Kobbie Mainoo to play that would have helped England, because he's a player who can receive the ball under pressure, turn a player when you're under the press, and then progress the ball quickly. I'm not saying that he starts ahead of Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice, and I'm not saying he starts ahead of Jude Bellingham either. But how that boy has seen 0 minutes in this tournament so far
it's unreal,
is a question. He could have brought value to that team. You just ask the question of Tuchel's, like, when it seems obvious to everyone.
Yeah, he goes south.
Yeah. It's a bit like Ruben Amorim, almost like where it's stubborn. And then we know it hasn't worked out. And maybe if you're going to be like that, you need time. You don't have time in a World Cup, in a national team at all. There's no time.
You need to you need to hit the ground running. No time.
You know,
if you mentioned two players, Luke Shaw and Trent that are not in the squad. Is that all the players that you could bring in? Who else would you?
Harry Maguire. I sound like a biased Manchester United fan, but if you follow my logic, Harry Maguire has been great defensively.
For England, yes.
For England.
Yeah.
Even in the past year, which is what you're doing at Manchester United, he's been great, actually, in the past year for Manchester United. He's been really good. When you need a goal and you need to put crosses in to the box, who do you want there? Harry Kane, Harry Maguire. Any of those defenders there that have been called up, Chalobah, but like half the players that are in that squad have not even had good seasons at Chelsea, etc., etc. How Harry Maguire didn't get called up for the England squad, because Harry Maguire's never let England down.
Cole Palmer?
And a Cole Palmer and a Phil Foden. Between those two, I would have taken one of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's players in that that were called up.
Look, Foden didn't play much, which I understand, but usually this is a national team. There's players that, for a national team, they'll always step up, But Cole Palmer, I mean, he has been a standout player in a very, very difficult Chelsea side, I would say.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he has to start. Ryan Cherki doesn't start for France.
Yeah.
But he's a chaos player.
Yeah. Talking about
England don't have. Yeah.
What do you think of that video with Didier Deschamps? Did you see the video?
No.
Sort of like shrugging off Didier Deschamps.
Well, it's not surprising from Ryan Cherki.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have the character of a player who's...
I don't think...
But he's a mercurial player. That's who he is. Sometimes you need that personality.
Yeah.
Especially like an arrogant French player. Sometimes
because people are saying, I mean, if his gripe with the coach is his lack of minutes in the World Cup, who can sit out?
No, listen, you're not replacing Elise.
He can never.
You can't replace Elise.
Olise is a beast in the form that he's on.
In now.
And Olise gives you more.
Way more.
Way more. He's very good defensively.
Yeah. If you can convince Ryan Cherki to just be a team player.
Yeah.
And bring him on for the chaos factor that he brings, that unpredictability. I think England have none of those players. They don't have any players who are unpredictable. Actually, England are just fortunate that they've got a really world-class player in Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham is filling that position very, very nicely.
I'm a fan of Morgan Rogers. I think he's a good player. I think that Arsenal would do well to sign him, actually. He'd benefit that Arsenal side a lot.
Yeah.
But
he's also quite quick, eh?
He's quick. I think he's a quality player. I think that he works really hard. I like him. But you don't need Morgan Rogers in that England side because he doesn't bring you anything different. But you would have needed a Cole Palmer or Phil Foden. Either one of those two.
Yeah.
I'm not saying take both of them. But if he brought either one of those two, I'd have been like, that's the move. Because when you need it, if it's 72 minutes in and you can't break down a team
you just need
and everything's shifting left to right, left to right, left to right, you need to bring on Trent. You need to bring on Phil Foden.
Yeah, those players that can maneuver within small spaces.
And you need to bring on a Harry Maguire and tell him, hey, get in the box. Let's put balls on your head.
Especially if there's not much going against you in terms of the team pressing high.
Yeah, if you need a goal, the team's going to be sitting deep because they're either trying to get a win or a draw. And then you bring a Harry Maguire, then you've got Harry Kane and Harry Maguire in the box and Trent Alexander-Arnold putting in crosses. It's a guaranteed goal there.
Yeah.
There's a goal coming. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. There's a goal coming with those two if you keep putting crosses in. So anyway, that's why I think England's not going to win the World Cup. Is that to win the World Cup, you need to be extraordinary.
You all departments.
To be so good in all departments.
Yeah.
And they are not an extraordinary side. I think they're a very good side. I think Jude's a fantastic player. I think Harry Kane's unbelievable. I think there's very good players around them. But yeah, unless Saka's super fit, if Saka was in great form and great fitness, if Reece James was in great form and great fitness, and you think to yourself that best England 11 that went there, if they were fit and firing completely, then I'd say, sure, they've got a shot. But anything can happen in football. But I don't see England winning it. I don't see England getting to the final.
Wow. Interesting take.
Because as much as I said Norway could take Argentina, if I saw Norway against Argentina in a semi-final, I'd be like, this could be an upset.
Yeah. Not England.
When I see England versus Argentina, I'm like, I think Argentina will take it.
It would be interesting.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to say, but maybe it's just a feeling thing, you know? But then on the other side of the log, there's very good football teams there. Belgium will play the USA. Portugal, Spain, either one of those two, whoever goes through, that's a good team with a shout of going and winning the whole tournament. But they will meet France in the semi-final. I have no doubt about that. And that France side is so good that it's like saying PSG would have stumbled and fallen at some point in the champ. And it's like, you don't see it happening.
Yeah,
it's
highly unlikely.
All the way.
Yeah.
You know, even when I saw Arsenal against PSG, and Arsenal fans were like, oh, we're going to win everything. We're going to win the Champions League as well. It's like that PSG. It's a mentality monster and too much quality in that side.
And speaking of the USA, like you mentioned them now, what do you think of this red card debacle?
My problem with it is I'm not against the decision to recede the red card.
Yeah.
But historically, consistency-wise,
this
is not something that you see ever
unless
happen.
It's prior to the World Cup.
Right.
Yeah. That's a different story.
So it's clearly a very special circumstances thing that they're like, the decision was wrong. We're going to rescind the red card and we're going to allow you to play the next match. Right. But they also did this weird thing where it seems like it's something to do with their laws of the game that they're allowed to. They suspended the red card for a year. So if he gets another red card between now and next year, then that ban is put on top of the other ban. So it's like a suspended sentence for prison, right? It's like...
This is football, man.
This is, yeah.
It's insane. And
come on, it's clear to all of us what happened. USA World Cup, people are aligning it to Trump. I don't think it actually has anything to do with Trump, but I think it's just...
Do they want a good story?
Infantino just wants to make America happy for some reason. Because I think he thinks the American market is so important for football.
Yeah, money. Yeah. Because I said the same sentiments with the UEFA, organization to say, this is rubbish, man. It sets a very wrong precedent. It sort of like dilutes the integrity of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, would they have done this for an English player? Would they have done this for a French player, Portuguese player, Spanish player? No, because those countries, or Brazilian player, those countries aren't going to stop watching football because their best player is suspended. They're going to keep watching football. They're going to keep spending their money to go to the stadium. They're going to keep buying shirts. They're going to keep, all of those things are going to keep happening. But Americans, they don't care about football. So it's like, we have to keep them interested in the World Cup. We have to keep them interested in football so that they keep spending money and staying interested in football.
Yeah.
And that seems
there's
to be
even talks that the World Cup might go back there in 2030 something. It's just crazy, man. I just feel like, I think the world is better off without America in terms of football, man. I'm telling you.
Just take it to China if you want money.
Yeah.
Their population.
Take it to Saudi, man.
Take it to Saudi.
I wouldn't care.
We already did Qatar.
Yeah.
That's for a week. It's the same thing. But compliments to the United States for the World Cup in general. I think the quality of football has been great.
It's been good. The attendance is good. I mean, those stadiums are not necessarily small. Those are big. Some football stadium, those are big stadium. We're talking about 70, 80,000 plus capacity, and it's proper sold out.
The attendance has been good. The atmosphere has been very good, which is nice to see because obviously the United States is a very diverse country culturally. So when you see Colombia play and that stadium is packed with Colombians.
Yeah. Definitely.
Who live in America, but they're Colombians and whatever. So the atmosphere is rocking a lot of those games.
It's good for American teams as well,
Yeah.
Which, I mean, South and Central of America, it's very rich in football. But for me, it's like, okay, do we need another American World Cup? We've already got two. I think I don't want to watch another American World Cup in my lifetime, honestly.
Yeah, do it on the next one.
Yeah,
the African continent needs another one.
Yeah, African continent needs another one.
Although what Morocco is co-hosting one.
Yeah, with Spain and Portugal.
Right? So that's nice.
Yeah.
It's another African World Cup technically.
Can bring it down as well to like maybe your Kenya if they can afford it, but I'm sure they can.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
International tournament in Morocco.
Yeah. No, look, I think Morocco
see how
will
the
do
people
well.
behave.
Yeah, look, I know they've got their own issues, and AFCON didn't necessarily. There were some glitches.
Especially after the previous AFCON went so smoothly.
Yeah.
Right, in Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Went so smooth. It was a great
tournament.
That was the best AFCON.
That was the best AFCON.
And then you just think to yourself, we're making progress. We're making progress. Then it goes to Morocco, and it's like, we're going backwards.
Yeah.
That Ivory Coast AFCON was fantastic. So that's my thing, is that sometimes, yes, a country can be passionate about their football and can try and do everything they can to help their team win.
Yeah.
But I don't like the way they go about it.
Yeah, no, the North Africans are not really known for, good sportsmanship, I would say.
Yeah.
They just like they just want to win at all cost, which sometimes is not nice to watch.
Speaking of Africa, Cabo Verde, their tournament, for what, 500,000 population?
It's
tiny
crazy.
population.
That's a tiny population, eh?
Their football history, the last AFCON was their first AFCON.
No, it was their second
AFCON.
Second or third, yeah.
Ivory Coast and Morocco.
Ivory Coast and Morocco, yeah. I think it was their third, but we stand to be corrected. But I think there was...
So, not many AFCON performances.
First World Cup?
First ever World Cup. Went very far. One, obviously, their first game against Spain was just to not concede. But they also scored goals.
Definitely.
Go to extra time.
Yeah, I feel like if they taken that game to extra time against Argentina, we're going to be talking a different language. There was just something going for them on the day.
Yeah. So, hey.
I think for me, that's the team with a very bright future there. I think football has done wonders for that country, Besides football, I think there's a lot of interest in that country as well. Like in terms of tourism, I've heard a lot of guys now wanting to visit Cabo Verde,
For the beautiful woman.
Oh, and of course. Yeah, I'm not going to lie,
But in terms of the representation from African teams in the tournament, Egypt will play Argentina tonight, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And Morocco already through, they will play France, which is probably the end of the road for them, but you never know. It is football.
It is football, and they've got quality. And you must also remember that Moroccan side has got a lot of French-based players and players that understand the French culture and whatnot. So it might be a very, very tricky fixture for France. Hey, let's not... Let's not go ahead of ourselves and think it's going to be a walk in the park for Morocco. Eh? For France, yeah.
Anyone who says that's guaranteed France through, walk in the park.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you're delusional.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Because Morocco can beat France.
Morocco can beat France, and they've got quality. They've got quality. But hey, I'm tipping France to go through on that one as well.
This is the same Morocco side that kicked Portugal out of the last World Cup.
Hey, bro.
So don't be shocked if we see Morocco in a semi-final against the Portugal, Spain, Belgium, USA. And then if you've kicked out France along the way, who's to say you can't go all the way?
Yeah.
If you can beat France, you can beat anyone.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with you.
So, yeah, that's the World Cup.
Yeah, no, that's
but
it.
I think the quality of football's been great. I like the format. I like the extra teams.
Yeah,
I think it feels good for a World Cup tournament to be bigger.
Yeah, I think the format has helped a lot in terms of African representation as well. Though I'm like so disappointed with African teams like your Senegal, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and the likes. I just feel like they had opportunity to go through to the next stage, and they just fell short. How do you concede 2 goals within a space of 6 minutes? That's just poor game management, and I think a lot of African teams battles with that. They can't concentrate and take it all the way. We saw with Bafana as well. It's just a matter of last minute, just concentration span goes down, and then you get punished. And like I was saying earlier, that's when you start to see boys getting separated from men. And it's sad to see, because I don't think African teams were knocked out due to the lack of quality or lack of competing. They were competing, they were right up there. It was just a matter of they didn't get small basics right. And when you're at that stage of the tournament, it's fine margins that gets you knocked out. And I think that's why we saw a lot of African teams going out. And I hope it's a lesson for them. And yeah, we can regroup for the next one.
Tactically, the tournament, what have we seen that we think is, I think for me, I think you see a lot of what we've seen coming in top European leagues, etc., is a very tactical game of football.
Yeah.
World Cups, I think in the past, even when the club football was getting more and more tactical, that Pep Guardiola, tactical type rather than the freedom of football in general. Even when we started seeing that a lot in club football, the World Cup always seemed to show that little bit of chaos and just beautiful game, just something fun and entertaining to watch. Not that I don't think the tournament's been entertaining. I think there's been good football.
Yeah.
But it's been more stifled, where a team will set up to stifle the other team.
Yeah.
I think more so than World Cups in the past.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, if you look at how defensively teams are structured, yes, it's everybody just keeping that discipline, They move as a unit, they move as, like, they're so compact, no one wants to break the lines and whatnot. So I think, yeah, from that point of view, I think I agree with you. But what I like most about this tournament is, with this edition of the tournament, is that goals are there. We're starting to see goals, we're seeing a 3-2 and all of that. Those are like, if you watch a football match and you get 5 goals, I think for me that's proper entertainment. It's something that we want to see in the beautiful game.
It's something we never see in the Premiership. How often do you see a bunch of goals?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you something before we move away from the World Cup. Would you say like the traditional giant of football are fading? Like if you look at your Germany, like you look at Brazil now is out and all of that. Would you say they're fading and there's new players emerging?
I'll say this about it. So the short answer, in a way, yes.
Okay.
They are sort of fading. But because there's been a trend in football over the past 10 to 15 years of smaller nations, traditionally weaker nations, getting closer and closer to the elite level of other countries who've traditionally been elite. So Brazil's been an elite football team for a very long time, since probably the 50s or 60s, since that Pele era, that where Brazil became elite football nation. But other countries have been developing, and there's a ceiling for elite football teams.
Yeah.
You can't get much better than elite.
Yeah.
And I think that just the gap between a smaller football nation and an elite nation is smaller.
Okay.
So I still think that these, like Germany's, Brazil's, whatever, those are still the elite.
Yeah.
They're not
at any given tournament. They will still come up top.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They'll still be the better side, but because there's less of a gap between them and the smaller countries, you don't see them breeze past teams in the way that you would have before, and you'll see more of these upsets in football where the elite team is going to lose to some of the smaller teams. And we're seeing it more and more in club football as well, especially in ultra elite leagues, where the teams that are finishing 18, 19, 20, whatever, those are good football teams as well. It's just they're not that far away from the elite clubs in the top 2, 3, 4, but they're still not there. But like the Premier League, we love that league for that reason, is West Ham got relegated and they're busy selling players for £85 million.
Yeah.
It's not, you can get relegated from that league by being good.
Yeah.
You're just not good enough.
Yeah.
And I think that's a trend in football across the board, is that because everybody is able to put in so much effort and energy into the sports science and the tactical things, etc., there's just such a big group of quality footballers everywhere now that the level of the smaller countries and the smaller clubs is just grown and grown and grown. And it's going to keep going that, and the gaps are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, in my opinion.
Yeah. End of the road for international football for Neymar, Sadio Mane, Riyad Mahrez.
It's been finished for Neymar. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you.
I still thought he was brought there for vibes. And I said to you before the tournament started, I think Carlo had a good move there to bring him just for vibes, because Brazil's a country that will win tournaments on vibes.
No, definitely.
But let's be honest, Neymar wasn't there to be a difference maker in the team. His injury history, his fitness has been the problem.
Oh, shit, man. I mean, I saw him in that game against
Norway,
and I just felt for the guy. I feel like his time is up, and I mean, he's can't even progress quick with the ball. He's no longer the Neymar that we all love and fell in love with in terms of football, right?
Yeah, I don't know why we expect players to be at an elite level as long as Ronaldo and Messi. Yeah, because they're an anomaly. You know, Neymar in his Barcelona years was incredible. Then he went to PSG and he was still that star player.
Yeah, was still good enough. He had an opportunity to even win Ballon d'Or from there, you know.
I think so. And then after that, it started dipping with the injuries. Perhaps he didn't take the best care of himself either, you know.
Yeah, which is usually the case with a lot of like Brazilian players. Right. They're synonymous with that, actually.
Right. Then he went to Saudi for the paycheck, barely played in Saudi, and then ended back in Brazil. So his career, in a lot of ways, at the elite level has been over for a long time.
Yeah. So, I think it's just a commercial machine right now.
Yeah, and I think that this is just a sad day because like now it's officially over. He's retired from international football. It's done.
Would you say there's another Neymar in the works for Brazilian team right now in the current crop?
Not the same type of player as Neymar.
I don't think we have. Neymar was sort of like a very close player to Ronaldinho in for me, right? I don't think there's ever been like such an exciting player since then, right?
No, not like
Ronaldinho, not like Messi. I mean, not like Neymar.
Yeah, but I think there's superstars in the making.
Vin is one of them.
But
I don't think he's at Neymar's level in terms of popularity.
No, and I think just in quality, as in terms of the type of player that he is, right? I think Vinny's a very skillful player and stuff. But not like Neymar, who's the ultimate showman. Like, you can't believe what he's doing on a ball. He's unbelievable when he was at his best. But I think you have to look younger than Vinny, because Vinny's already a ready-made player. And you say, who's the next Neymar? Endrick is the next superstar Brazil player. He's got the quality, but he's not a Neymar type player.
Yeah, so he's not. He's a direct player.
He's not going to flick the ball over your head and turn you inside out and flick flex and 5 nutmegs and then put in a cross. Yeah. He's a more traditionally structured footballer in that way. He's not an entertainer in the way of Neymar. So, hey, I don't know if we'll ever see another Neymar again. You know, like, I think Neymar's up there with Ronaldinho as like some of the best naturally gifted players you'll ever see. And Neymar is the greatest ever Brazilian goal scorer. He's got that record. He scored more goals for Brazil than anyone else. Yeah. So, you know, props to Neymar. I would have loved to see him have a better career that was more deserving of his talent. Yeah. But it just didn't so happen. You know?
Look, it didn't happen much for him in the field, but off the field, I think he coined it.
Oh, big time. I think he inherited billions of dollars from just some old guy who left his will to Neymar just because he liked him. Yeah. Because just Brazil's like that, you know?
So much poverty. Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane, you know. But anyway,
yeah. Other than that, Carlo Ancelotti.
Do they keep him?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think squad.
I think he suits Brazil.
Yeah, and also I don't think the Brazil squad. I think it's time for him to rebuild. You know, like you know, try and look for talent that best suit his style of play. But again, my criticism for Brazil is like, okay, you bring in Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo, we know, is not an interpressing coach. He's not a coach that believes in flair. He believes in, you know, direct football, sit back, get them on the counter. We've seen him with Madrid, right?
But he lets players play with some freedom.
Yeah, he does.
I think that's what suits Brazil.
I suppose, but for me, it's like, when I look at that Brazil side, there was nothing enterprising for me. They didn't look like the Brazil that we know. You know, the Brazilians that are known for flair, Brazilian players that are known to take on opposition, dismantling defense and whatnot. I don't think that is the Brazil that we are seeing right now. And maybe it has to do with maybe the quality that is there, perhaps. But yeah, just my thought.
Any flops you think from the tournament?
Germany. I think Germany are the biggest flops.
Yeah, Julian Nagelsmann was a manager that everyone sort of touted as being one of the top managerial candidates out there.
Yeah.
He'll be available for club football now because his time in Germany is over. And Jurgen Klopp coming in as the new Germany head coach.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to do wonders there.
I think so. Yeah. I think rock and roll football is going to be hard to deal with with the quality
and it's good
of
for
a Germany side.
For a short period of time, it's very good.
You know, over the course of generally, Jurgen Klopp used to see his teams fade late in a season because it's 38
the legs are
games.
gone, yeah.
But a World Cup's not that many games. It's 3, 6, 7, 8, eight games, depending how far you go.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah, and also I think Cote d'Ivoire disappointed me as well.
You think they could have gone further?
They should have.
I think Amad Diallo was a superstar for them.
Yeah.
When he did come on, he'd create things and make them happen. But yeah, a little disappointing, I suppose. It was sad to see Senegal go as early as they did.
Yeah.
Because that's a good side.
Look, they struggled in the group stage, so I didn't really... I anticipated that they might bow out, but as for Cote d'Ivoire, I thought, you know what? Yeah, they should have won it. Go and show. They should have won it. But hey, it's World Cup. It's difficult, and a lot of African teams fell short. And yeah.
Now we've got 2 North African teams carrying the flag for the continent.
Yeah, we'll see.
Any managers that you think, like I brought up Thomas Tuchel, that I haven't been impressed with?
Yeah.
Roberto Martinez?
Yeah, still difficult to say. I think, let's see.
Let's see tonight.
Yeah.
I suppose tonight, as the time of recording. Maybe you guys have seen something different to us by now. But yeah, Forza Portugal, I hope that you guys are watching this with some better news than what we're aware of.
Yeah, no,
so
definitely.
far.
At this point, yeah. Let's see.
Messi versus Ronaldo in the final.
Aye.
We all want that, eh?
Yeah, but
everyone wants to say goodbye to Messi and Ronaldo like that.
Yeah, of course. Many will want to see Messi in the semi-final saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from the side that Argentinian team is coming, I don't think they're going to be much trouble for them as well.
Yeah.
I think Colombia, I think they're a team that I think...
They're a force.
Yeah, and look, they play a lot together. I mean, they win some games.
They're well supported in the US as well.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Last word on the World Cup. Officiating and VAR.
Oh, man. VAR will always be VAR. I think it's always going to be a point of contention.
I think there's not been too many decisions from the VAR that's been like really bad.
Yeah.
It's just sort of the time. But
it takes forever as well.
I must say the World Cup's been faster on VAR decisions than Premier League. Premier League takes forever for them to figure out. Some of the automated offsides, that's been good.
And the corner kicks.
Yeah. And did you see the sensor in the ball to see if a player touches it? There's a sensor in the ball. So if there's just a slight glance, they can use the technology to see if there was a touch or not, because it's difficult to see.
Interesting.
It's a bit like the cricket, when they got that ultrasound for cricket to see if there was a nick off the bat. It's the same sort of technology.
Interesting.
There's a sensor in the ball. Yeah. And I'm like, well, it's not what we ever thought we'd see in football. That level of technology.
The world is moving fast, in terms of technology.
Your World Cup's in England with that sort of nonsense all going on. I mean, in America, when you see that nonsense going on, it's too technical.
It's too fitting.
Yeah. Too much technology, too much, the referees are going to officiate from an app.
Yeah, very soon they're going to walk in the field like robots.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's too much tech, eh?
Yeah, too much
it's
tech.
Just this distracting, etc. But it's, I suppose, when your country's pride is on the line.
I'm not getting used to the hydration breaks, I'm sorry.
No, finished. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I understand the tournament's hot and stuff, but we're well aware that advertisers have forced the hydration breaks, because even on games where it's cold,
They have.
And it ruins the game.
Yeah, it ruins.
The players must absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, it disrupts the flow so bad, Even from a watching perspective, you enjoying the game, you stuck in and then just go. Psh.
And 25 minutes is not enough time, or 22 minutes is not enough time to get into your stride before it gets broken again, and then you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
And we've seen it ruin teams' chances already in this World Cup, where a team is pushing. There's a goal on the brink, and then hydration break, watch some TV commercials, and you come back and then the other team's all of a sudden in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Local football.
Yeah, man. Big news.
PSL's nearly back.
Yeah.
Rele Mofokeng will not be joining Orlando Pirates for the return of the Betway Premiership season. Sad for a lot of Buccaneers, but from a South African perspective, it's nice to see Rele. He's a Champions League player now.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, my take on Rele's move is that he's a prime example of professionalism can give you a legendary status at a very young age. How Rele Mofokeng carried himself throughout his tenure at Orlando Pirates is commendable. I think he played, it was his third season or fourth. I think it was his third. He came in very young, 18-year-old, he played his heart out. He won Orlando Pirates fans' heart. And Marco, other players came from DDC that he was promoted before, like Young Kotas, Bokazis, all come. They got their big moves while Rele is still at Orlando Pirates. And there was a lot of noise around, if he's good enough, why is he not going overseas? And for any other ordinary player, that goes to your head and start to disrupt your performance. But with Rele, it was never the case. The boy carried himself so well, and he showed Orlando Pirates faithful that he is still for the badge. And for that, he was rewarded with this move. I cannot be more happier for the boy, honestly speaking.
Do you think to have performed to have played for Bafana in the World Cup, do you think that move happened because the World Cup opened everyone's eyes to his talent, or if there were eyes on these players already before, but their work permit was easier after the World Cup?
So from what I read, and I could be wrong, obviously we're not privy to this information. From what I read, Rele's move was concluded before the World Cup, but the clubs sort of agreed that let the boy go, represent the country, and we will finalize the deal after the World Cup. So again, factors like that you just mentioned could also be the reason why they decided let's hold off from announcing and let him go and enjoy himself in the World Cup without any distractions.
Because Bafana's performance in this World Cup to reach the knockout stages of the World Cup, if you're in that team, it improves your work permit opportunities.
Of course.
Because if a club wants to sign a player, they go to their national labor authority and they say, this player is representing his country at the knockout stages of a World Cup. And it's like, clearly, he's proficient enough in his trade to get a work permit or work visa.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And Mbokazi could get a work permit in Europe as well.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
Quite easily, having played in Major League Soccer and having represented Bafana in X number of fixtures as a starter in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So we might see him in a Napoli shirt in Serie A soon.
Yeah,
that's the rumor mill. That seems to be the one that's being pushed for hard. It's Napoli.
It's getting a lot of traction. I wonder if there is any truth to it. Yeah.
We might just have, because Napoli can win a Serie A title. Yes, the last 2 years it's been Inter, but before that it was Napoli.
Yeah.
So, hey, we could have a South African Serie A title winner.
Hey, that would be dope.
That would be really great.
Yeah.
So, hey, best of luck to the boys.
Good luck to Rele Mofokeng. I think he's going to fit in very well in Belgium, and
we're looking forward to seeing you in the Champions League.
Yeah, again, Belgium, it's a football country. Belgium was number 1 for 5 consecutive years in terms of FIFA ranking. So it just goes to show you that they produce quality players, and there's a lot of eyes in that league. So it might be just a springboard to a bigger league in Europe. So I'm happy for that move for him.
Yeah, and it's very different to what we've seen for some other South African players, not to name anyone specifically, but going to like a Brighton, and then having to go out on loan afterwards. That's disruptive to a player's career, in a way. So if he's going to a club that he can be a starter for, or at least be a player who comes off the bench or an actual squad player rather than someone they're going to send on loan somewhere, that's a better stepping stone than going to a top league straight away.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wish him all the luck in the world, and hopefully he has 3-4 good seasons there and then ends up in a really elite top 5 European league.
I mean, 3 seasons, he's like 24.
Yeah, he's still young. Yeah. So he could just be snapped up by a Premier League club after that if he performs well there in Belgium. And then anything else that you want to...
PSL Awards nominations, It's interesting, I
haven't seen the nominations.
Is it? I can look it up.
I'm sure there's a bunch of Pirates players up there,
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. There's a bunch of Orlando Pirates players there. I know for Defender of the Season, CBC is there, CMI is there, so...
Yeah, several Orlando Pirates players stand to cap off an unforgettable season with individual accolades, with nominees for 2026 PSL Awards now confirmed.
Yeah.
No less than 10 players who donned the black and white in both senior and reserve league football have scored nominations.
Wow.
With Coach Wadu featuring among the technicians who cracked the nod for Coach of the Season award. So those nominations are in.
Yeah.
And top honors up for grabs.
Rele Mufokeng is probably there.
Yeah, you think he'll fly back for the awards?
Yeah. He's back.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, he's back. He was back? Yeah, he was there was a tournament for his foundation in Sharpeville over the weekend, and he was home. So
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, look, all the best. It is a long list of Orlando Pirates players there. Goal of the season has got...
Dunson is there,
you know what is quite interesting to see,
Yeah.
Cedric Kaiser and Khalil bin Yusuf of Kaiser Chiefs being nominated for Coach of the Season.
That's crazy. It's crazy. They said that, I mean, if you remember... the other one, not Cedric Kaiser, Ben
Yusuf.
Yusuf Ben Ali. Is it Yusuf
Khalil Ben Yusuf?
Yes, he says, according to him, with the quality that they have, he thinks they've done well. Position 3 was the best they could finish at with that quality.
Don't tell a Kaiser Chiefs fan this.
Yeah, they're not gonna like that.
No, but I think he's right. Not because Kaiser Chiefs squad's not really good enough, etc., but because if you are to compare them to Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates in terms of quality on the pitch, how do you expect to finish ahead of those two teams when you don't have nearly as much quality as those two teams?
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when you look at Sundowns. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the long and short of it. It's not that Kaiser Chiefs don't have a good side, but it sounds like an insult when you say the best we can hope for is third. But it's not an insult when you look at the other two teams that are ahead of you and just how good their squads are. Especially Sundowns in terms of depth. Their second 11 is fantastic.
Yeah.
Lots of quality throughout the squad in that Mamelodi Sundowns setup. And it's no surprise when they've won 7 seasons in a row or whatever before Orlando Pirates took it. So, they have to strengthen the team. But, the new manager... Fernando de Cruz.
Yeah.
He's got a long checklist of things that he's going to have to sort out, especially with how short a tenure as a Kaiser Chiefs coach can be. So, what do you think he needs to do going forward in the next Betway Premiership?
Look, I think obviously what he's doing now in preseason is just checking stock, right? See who fits in his plans and whatnot. Obviously, with this team, probably have done video analysis as well. He's probably going to have to maybe strengthen Lina, former Skukune goalkeeper who was released, and also Skukune just releasing a lot of players. I don't know what's going on there. So Lina is probably. I read that his deal with Kaizer Chiefs is almost as good as done. It's a rumor for now, but let's see. So you can already tell that they're strengthening departments that they believe that they need to improve. Vuma is there for Peterson, but I don't think Vuma is as is as good as, or he's at a level that maybe Kaizer Chiefs needs him to be in.
With Coach Wadu staying at Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns being the force that they are, Kaizer Chiefs can only hope for third position again, right?
Look, I mean, I think if they play their cards right and get the right personnel and support the coach, because part of the reason why the co-coaches, the other one was like so vocal, he doesn't believe that he got the players that he wanted. So I believe that if they can go out in the market and just support the coach and give him what he wants, they might probably disrupt those two. They've got the quality to do that. They've got everything that they might need to actually disrupt. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs are not short of fans. They've got the support base.
And it's an attractive prospect for any player who wants to play in South African football.
Yeah.
Kaizer Chiefs is very high on most South African football fans and players list.
That's it.
For a club to represent.
Yeah.
They want to wear that famous gold jersey. So.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it will be interesting. I think they can they can disrupt those two. Slot themselves there in the middle.
I hope you're right.
Imagine Pirates first, Chiefs second, and Sundowns third. Imagine that. Eh?
They would get another manager halfway through the season if that's the case.
Sure. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, we'll see. Look, it's going to be more interesting when we're talking about this kind of conversation, when we know who has been signed and when the league has resumed. It will be interesting.
Right. Well, let's leave it there. Yep. Enjoy your World Cup action. Corsi for life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. I'm Marco Martins.
I'm Musuphi.
This is Black and White Boots.
Uncle means thank you.